Sense much rapid firing. On deck.
More your kink than ours.
Well, partially. Siptai's promise? Don't say it unless you mean it. Alright, chat. Let's get into it, shall we?
Today on POV, we're going to be going over 5 of the most underrated striker-fired pistol. Now, what do I mean when I say underrated? I just kind of mean that it's not a Glock 19, a SIG 320, or a SIG 365. It's kind of not a mainstream striker-fired pistol, something that you don't normally see out there. Seems like ever since the 1980s, when Glock released their very first pistol, just about every single company wanted to make a striker-fired pistol and call it the Glock killer. So these are just 5 that I think
as many
may
as
have
possible,
done that job, especially the one that we're going to talk about at the end of this video. So starting right here at number 5, this is the Archon Type B. All right, now the only thing different about this that is not stock from the factory is DEFCON 3 did put a stippling job on this thing, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. This one kind of you know what? The design of this reminds me a lot of the Smith & Wesson striker fire. This, Opifo? I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. But this looks very similar to a Smith & Wesson striker fire that I've fired before. Very similar. Like, the design, just feels like, I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember the model of the Smith & Wesson. But it definitely I'm definitely getting that kind of vibe from it.
Job on this thing, which is fantastic, I might add. But I think my favorite part about this little Archon Type B is the trigger. It is just very smooth. It's got a nice reset to it. It's just a nice gun. And if you're familiar with the videos, you know that I like to rack my pistols up here. This has got a nice little cutout right here to just kind of get your thumb in. It's a nice pistol. And compared to a Glock 19, I'd say it's quite a bit better. Shitty part is it does only have 15 round mags. I feel like everybody ever is making 15 round mags half this size now. I would like to see more rounds in these magazines, but we'll take it.
Lovely.
It is a little bit snappy compared to the other guns on the table right now, but I mean, as far as we're comparing stuff to a Glock 19, this is definitely a much better shooting gun. It does have a slightly lower bore access than a Glock does, and the trigger is just much better. Now, obviously, this is not cut for an optic, but they do also come that way. You can buy one that's optic cut. I just like to tag precision sights on these things, so I just run with irons. High grip will get you every time. It's also got a nice little bevel right here for a mag well without having a giant mag well.
It is a very nice pistol.
All right, we might as well do a...
He made music. He's a musician with the pistol. Listen. Listen. Wait, listen. He can make music with the pistol.
All right, we might as well do a build drill with every single one of these just so we can see which one is going to be the quickest.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Stand by. 120.
Dude, this trigger's good. Number 4 on this list is going to surprise some people. The Kimber Carbon Compact. Now, prior to having this gun, I was unfamiliar that Kimber even made striker-fired guns. I was familiar with their 1911s, and unfortunately, my experience in the past has not been very good at all. I've had a couple.
This is where I'm actually where I will have disagreement with POV because my experience with Kimbers has been outstanding. Like I've told you guys this. when I had firearms back when I was in the States, my all-time favorite out of all the weapons that all the pistols that I've fired, my all-time favorite, hands down, has always been the Kimber. I fucking love the Kimber. I have not had, it was a Kimber Ultra Carry 2 1911, and without fail, not CDP. Yeah, I'm sure they do drowning, but in terms of my experience firing the pistol, the Kimber was, Taurus, thank you for 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Did it, Bobcat? Okay. Maybe that's why. Maybe the Kimber that I fired was pre-2012. But, like, with out of all the handguns that I fired, no, I haven't. Not now. Basically, my experience with firearms was a Glock. Is it a Glock 19? Oh, Phoenix! Thank you for 5 gifted. 5 more gifted. Thank you. Let's see. I think it was a Glock 19. I think. It's been a while. Kimber 226, Kimber 2, sorry. SIG 226, SIG 229, Beretta 92S. Oh shit! Oh, fuck me! What the fuck is going on? Cosmic, holy shit, what the fuck, man? I tried to talk. Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you for the 20. My god, guys. Oh no, are you gonna bully me? Am I gonna get bullied now? Okay. Thank you, Cosmic. Not the 19. It was the Glock, full size. I think the Glock 23 was the full size. So Glock 23, SIG 229, SIG 226. I forget what the S&W is. What the S&W was. It was I fired Beretta 92F and
Cheer 100, just a quick hype train.
Just a quickie. And then there was another Beretta, I forget the model, and then the Kimber Ultra Carry 2. So, oh, Pifo, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you.
All strays attack the pretty kitty with all our love.
Alright. To love you guys. And out of all those pistols that I fired, the Kimber is the only one that, oh god.
Oops.
I better say quick
Did
after
I
this.
start something? Laughing face, cheer 100.
Yes, you did, Taurus, and you did it on purpose. Thank you. I'll say quick before you guys do more. The Kimber is the only one that I was able to draw, aim, and fire, like, rapidly. And first round was center ring, consistently, every single time. The Kimber Ultra Carry is the only one that I was capable of doing that, where I could draw from holster into ready with a very quick aim and center ring it every time.
Cheer 1000 Ember P10 heart.
Thank you, Yard Dog. Thank you. And I was able to be consistently accurate with the Kimber. So that's why I love the Kimber out of all the rest of them. For that reason, I'm more consistently accurate with it. Oh, guys. Oh, Seki!
Cheer
shit,
1000,
guys.
cheer 1000.
Thank you for the 2000s.
We have a train going. We all know Ember loves participating in trains. Cheer 100.
Aaron! Aaron! You make me sound so dirty. Goodness! I am a good anime cat girl that likes getting tied up and lightly spanked. But I'm good. I am good. Thanks. Do not doubt. Oh, thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Cheer
Falcon.
200 years more for my cat girl Ember.
Thank you, Falcon. Thank you for the biddies. You guys. You guys are too good to me, you know that? You guys really are too good to me. Thank you. I love you guys too. I do. Mwah. I love you guys. Falcon, you are. I love having you here. You know that. I love having all you guys here. Mwah, mwah, yeah, mwah. Can give you all kisses. Every one of you. Thank you, Seamuson. Thank you. Oh, snuggie time. Yeah. Should I continue the video chat? Should I continue it? Do you want me to keep going? Okay, I will continue the video. Becky, you are not just a shell. I love having you here just as much as everyone else, Becky. You know that.
Couple that are 45s, and they're pretty damn expensive for a gun that just doesn't work. But this, on the other hand, we put about 500
And I think it does
rounds through
work.
this, recording for a short. Now, I dipped this in mud, sand, water. We could not get this thing to stop running. So for that, it made this list. It also shoots pretty damn good. It's got a decent trigger. It does have a higher bore access.
Cheer 100.
Thank you, Bobcat.
Ada.
And thank you, Beth. Thank you for the gifted.
But it is a comfortable gun. It's a little compact thing. It's got a mag well. It's got little shelves right here for your thumb. It's just a solid little gun. Here's that trigger pull. You don't have very much squish before you hit your wall. Got a good clean break. A little bit long on the reset, but it feels pretty good when you're actually shooting. I also like that the ejection port is on the side of the slide instead of on the top, so I'm not getting a lot of gas covering the optic. Okay, you good? Yep.
Nice.
Another downside, 15 round mags. Too many targets, getting hard to decide which one I'm going to shoot next. I also really enjoy the little indent they put right here for your middle finger. It's just a good feeling grip. Also like that it's got a little bit of a aggressive texture right under here for your index finger. Just a comfortable gun. Kind of looks like a better version of a high point, so that sucks, but it is a good shooting gun. All right, build drill with the Kimber. Go ahead, Dawn.
23.
All right, moving on to number 3. We got the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 comped. Now, obviously, the Smith & Wesson 2.0 is a very popular firearm. It has been around for a very long time, and that has been neck and neck with the Glock 19 for the past decade. But the comp is relatively...
Wait, what does this look like with the breech closed? Hang
we
on.
got the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0.
Hang on. Okay, I'm wondering... Remember I was talking about the Smith & Wesson that I fired before? I'm wondering if the one that I'm thinking of is an older generation of, many years older generation version of this. I'm wondering if it is a many years older generation of this. Because it kind of looks similar. So I think it may be. The M&P line, I think, is what, 20 years old? I think the line, at least, probably more, maybe even 30 years old is my guess. If I, something like that. So I'm thinking maybe this might be 19. Okay, so I was right on the 20. So I think it could be that I fired an older, when I had the opportunity to fire one, it was probably an older, maybe, pre-2010 model. I'm thinking that might be it. It might, when I was given the chance to shoot one out of range, it might have been a pre-2010 model. And that's, and so a pre-2010 model of this, which obviously looked different. The design was different, didn't have the compensator. I don't think it had the Picatinny rails on it or anything like that, but I think that might have been it.
P2.0 comped. Now, obviously, the Smith & Wesson 2.0 is a very popular firearm. It has been around for a very long time, and that has been neck and neck with the Glock 19 for the past decade. But the comp is relatively new, and I don't see enough people talking about it. I don't think it's got the recognition it deserves. It's a really good firearm. Now, some changes they've made here is obviously this has an aluminum grip. They also changed the slide serrations, which I love. I like how these things feel. I like how they look. Now, obviously, they got a little chunk port in the barrel that sticks out through the slide right here.
Integrated laser, nice rounding.
Top and the sides. Other than that, I think it's pretty much the same old gun. The only thing I did was this and this. YouTube rules. I can't even tell you what they are.
Oh, man.
You can stop. We gotta wait 15 rounds, and he takes forever to load him back.
Huh? Did he miss one of those? Yeah.
15 rounds, and he takes forever to load him back. Hey, go fuck yourself.
I think he missed two. Yeah, it was ding, fuck, ding, fuck. He missed two? Oh my. And, Elijah, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Huh.
Going as fast as I can, Dad.
Thanks. Good mag loader. All right, should we try the build drill?
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time I've ever...
Well, what I'm wondering, actually, is because if you notice, the first targets he was shooting at are these, where you hit them and they spin around. So I'm wondering if he hit one.
Po body, snurf act. This mess is a place.
I'm wondering if he hit one. If he hit one of the swing. If he was hitting one of these swinger targets, and the vibrations maybe had one starting to move, and that was what he was targeting. But by the time he fired, it had actually moved out of range. Maybe? I don't know.
Thanks. Good mag loader. All right, should we try the build drill?
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time I've ever had one of these little EOTech, RMR style red dots. I have a bunch of actual EOTechs, but this thing isn't bad. And they're decently cheap. I don't like how thick the base is, though. It doesn't, sit on the slide nicely. It's not like I'm going to be able to co-witness my irons, but it's a decent red dot. I'm not getting, sun flare or nothing. It's still a crisp dot when I point it in the direction of the sun, which seems to be a pretty hard thing for companies to do with red dots nowadays.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. 121.
Before we move on to number 2, we need to talk about something else that is extremely underrated. TacPack. TacPack is a monthly subscription service to send you tactical gear to your house
Head
every single month.
time.
It's like a tactical Christmas once a month, and we love TacPack. Inside of these things, you can expect gear from brands like Battle Arms Development, 9-Line, Reptilia, 511, CMMG, CRKT,
Scope mount
Fab
broke
Defense,
loose and I'm
and
shooting
Mission
a
First
foot
Tactical.
right every
There's
other shot.
all
Oh
sorts
my
of good
jack of all.
stuff inside of these things.
Goodness.
You never know what you're gonna get. Tac Pack has two main tiers. They got the standard and the plus. The standard is gonna cost you $59.95 ship, but that value inside of the box is gonna be anywhere from $90 to $120. Tac Pack Plus is gonna cost you $139.95 ship, but that
Also,
value is
another
gonna be anywhere
factor here,
from
also chat, is he was
$240
shooting into the
$300
sun.
in it, making it the best
Cheer
bang for the buck.
100. You
And
should
new
check out
subscribers
someone
that use
doing a
code
mag
Q are
dump
also
with an
gonna receive
American
a free
180.
EDC box worth
It
about
sounds
60
like an
bucks on top of
angry
your order.
chipmunk
The
on a
next Tac Pack
typewriter.
is going to feature stuff from Fab
You
Defense,
really draw any bows.
CMMG,
I may
and
have to
Mission
look into
First
that.
Tactical. Let's see
I
what you get
may.
inside of one of these things. Right off the top, you've got a Bushnell Optics red dot for your AR-15 or what have you. Then we got a charging handle from Battle Arms Development, a SOG fixed blade with a sheath, Kung Fu grip for your rifle, and then a sweatshirt from 9-Line Apparel. So you get some pretty cool gear inside of these boxes. Remember to use code PEW. I'll put a link down in the description below. Now let's get
300
back
meters,
to it with
Seamus?
number 2.
Really? Huh.
All right,
Interesting.
moving on up to number 2, we got the CZP-10F. This thing is just awesome. I think these things were
A
kind of a
CZ?
fad for a little bit, but not a lot of people use or talk about CZP-10s anymore. These things are actually really good guns, and they're relatively inexpensive. Now, this one was sent off to Cajun Gun Works. It is ported. It's got a lighter one of these things, and, you know, red dot, all that good stuff. A red dot that is currently dead, but we got co-witnessed iron sights, so...
That double tap at the end. Chat,
iron sights, so...
listen. That at the end sounded like it turned into automatic. Listen to it again.
We got co-witnessed iron sights, so...
Ah. Oh my.
Like how there's smoke coming out of the mag well. That's a cool new feature.
Oh yeah. Oh. That? Oh. Oh, that might not be good. If you've got smoke coming out of the mag well? That's concerning. Are you seeing this, chat? Look at the smoke coming out of the mag well. That's actually a little concerning to me. Okay, let me rephrase. It's not a concern that it's going to hot fire the other ammunition in the magazine. It's more of a concern about the seal of the magazine in the magazine well. Like if there's enough air gap in the magazine well to allow for smoke to come down through it is what I'm wondering. Huh. That's I suppose. Shoot. Let me say that again.
All right, now a build drill.
Um, Am I? Am I? Oh god. Oh, okay. Okay. We better keep going because we're only 8 minutes into this 22-minute video. We need to keep going.
Drill with the P10. Yep.
Stand by. 112.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the first shot was a little bit faster. I don't think the splits really, it didn't seem any faster than the rest of them. All right, moving on up to number 1. Now, this is a striker fire pistol that I think should be considered the new industry standard. I think we should push out the Glock 19 and bring in the Springfield Echelon.
No, we're not going to discuss that at the moment.
Springfield did it right the very first time. This thing has everything you can ever want. It's just a really well thought out gun, from their optic plate system, their serrations on top, the trigger, the fact that you can just change out your grip module for a compact or a full size. Everything you need and nothing you don't, and it's coming in at a decent price. These things have also been torture tested. Like, Honest Outlaw did a really good video on a Springfield Echelon, and it performed exceptionally well. Not to mention the round counts that people are putting these things through. They're developing a hell of a track record. I think this should be the new industry standard, but this is not the gun we're going to be talking about today, because Springfield just upgraded the Echelon. This is the new Echelon comped. Just when you thought a good striker fire pistol couldn't get any better, they put a comp on it. Now, I did put a Sharps Pro grip module on this and an SRO, but other than that, it is completely stock. Good thing about a Springfield Echelon is the aftermarket options are becoming more and more available, so if there's something that you don't like, there's probably an option to change that. Now, this is brand new to me, and I'm looking forward to shooting it. I have shot a ton of rounds through this thing, and so far the only difference I have noticed is obviously the muzzle flip is quite reduced, and the trigger feels better on this one. I don't know why. Maybe this is just a worse trigger. I don't know. This thing is, the reset's just a little bit better. Here's a trigger on the original. A decent break, but I can't really hear an audible reset. It's not like forcing me forward. It's just a little bit squishy. Better than a Glock? Absolutely. But room for improvement.
Squishy.
Like this. Better break, better reset. I don't know how much that's going to show up on camera, but I can definitely feel a huge difference when it comes to shooting the thing. I'm obsessed with these serrations up here. It's just got a nice little indent, kind of like that Archon Type B. It's just well thought out. It's also got like almost a charging handle for people that like the rack back here.
Yeah.
It's just really nice.
Interesting.
Such a good gun.
What the hell did I just shoot there?
All right, now we're gonna try a build drill with this. I think this is more like 6.5. I think we're cheating here, but good. Yep.
113.
Those were wildly anywhere other than A zone. You can just blur that out, right? All right, we're gonna have Dalton shoot all of these things. He's just gonna run a build drill with every single one. Obviously, you work with me. You've shot every
so
single
that's
one
why
of
it's
these
22
things.
minutes.
You've already formed your opinion, but I want you to run a build drill with every single one of these, just so you can, you know, if there's something that you would have changed in the order of my 5 list, just get your opinion.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Let's go with the Type B.
Do it.
I've not liked this gun. Let's see if it outperforms my thoughts.
154. That was pretty damn good. I want to see you do that with a Glock 19. That's my point.
My guess, Lurk, because one time he talked about when they were doing a video, he said that they, like, over the course of that video, they had put, like, I think 500 rounds through the pistol that they were showcasing. So, you know, at least that per pistol. So, you know, they've got to be, you know, I don't know what the cost is for a standard box of 9mm is these days. But I'll say $50 for box 9mm. One box probably holds, what is it? Is it 50 rounds per box of ammo these days? Is that usually what's in a single box of ammo? There's about 50 rounds. So, one box, 50 rounds, 500 rounds per gun. So that means you're looking at, 10, excuse me. Is 100 the round count or the dollar amount, Berlin? 30 cents per round. Okay. So you're looking at about a box of ammo is what? $30 then? Approximately 30 bucks. 50 rounds per box in most cases, okay, and about $30 per box. So you're looking at 10 boxes per. So you're looking at about 10 boxes per pistol. If we're talking about what we, if we take the number that he had at average, so it's you're looking at 300 bucks per firearm at minimum. And he did 5 weapons, so yeah, you're looking at $1,500 if he only did 500 rounds per firearm. As a really, really, really bare bones average. Yeah, and you can bet, Bobcat, that he's buying in bulk. You can absolutely bet that he is definitely buying in bulk, and he's getting a cheaper price. So, Grubby, I get the suspicion that he doesn't do reloads. That's my suspicion, is he does not do reloads. He probably has a sponsorship for ammo. He probably does. So he's probably getting the ammo at a steeply discounted price, and he's not bothering with reloads.
Like,
No.
when it comes to, it would just outperform a Glock in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it does. This trigger is insane.
Unfortunately, the reason these guns are, underrated, because when it comes to a Glock 19, you can get so many aftermarket parts for it. You can make it perform quite a bit better than these can stock.
Exactly. Like, you can find whatever you want. Like, I carry a Shadow Systems MR920.
Gas
Why?
station knife.
Why? Because it's a aftermarket
And
Glock 19,
Newton,
and I can
thank
put
you
all
for the
of the
follow.
aftermarket
Welcome.
Glock parts in it. Like,
I'm saying like stock versus stock.
right? Exactly. I had to spend $2,200 on a Glock 19 to make it run half as good as these.
Yeah, I would rather have that stock than a $2,200 Glock 19.
That's exactly. All right, so now we have the Kimber Carbon Compact. See if this thing's faster or slower.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. I can't count either. Don't feel bad.
Let's go again.
You ready?
Yep.
Don't worry, I can't count either.
All right, well, Bill Drill is you only get 5 with a Kimber Carbon Compact.
Call that the ill drill.
It's a comfortable gun. I don't hate the break. It's the reset that gets me.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Thank you,
But,
Newton.
other than that, I do like that that's covered.
Yeah, that gun.
No, I do like the fact that the slide is. This is the Smith M&P comp with the stuff. You ready?
The stuff.
You're ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
That was terrible.
143.
Really?
Yeah.
I slapped the shit out of trigger.
Did you? You don't gotta release
Hey.
very far for that reset. Just run out the mag.
I'm trying to find it. Yeah, you don't have to move your finger
Yeah.
very far.
And when
Not
you're used to
as
a normal
fast as
M&P, you're going way
Pew.
further than you need to.
But that comp, the dot never left the window.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
The EOTech, I was actually surprised. I figured it'd be like a regular run-of-the-mill red dot, because EOTech's normally known for rifle dots, but it doesn't starburst in the sun, and it's a crisp dot.
Right.
I like how wide the window is to it. It seems a little wider than most, like hollow suns and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't like how
Short it is?
Yeah, I wish it was a little bit taller. Because, that's kind of what you need when the gun is recoiling a little bit more length in your window to keep your red dot in your eye. But
That's why I run SROs on everything though.
yeah, but with a comp, it's not really necessary. Now that on a Glock 19, fuck Glock.
Now we have the updated Echelon, the comp version. Let's see if this is any faster.
Shoot ready.
Yep.
Bye. Little trigger hang up.
We'll
But
hang up at the beginning, but I got it going.
yeah, it's still 154. That's still a solid drill.
It's in the ballpark.
You had the B to that one. That was good. Progress, baby.
SRO makes a difference. I mean, at this range, you're not entirely staring at your dot,
I agree.
but it's like a point of reference. I'm there.
Those were two
Send it.
Japanese
I think
carbine
my favorite part about the Echelon in
modes.
general is that I
Nice.
obviously love SROs. The biggest problem when it comes to an SRO is the hood that overlaps the top of your chamber. You get a lot of malfunctions and you get a lot of gas on the front of your SRO. With the Echelon, this thing sits so low and the hood just goes right over that gap where you would have gas. It just, like I said, everything is well thought out. Even with this, you can run your regular iron sights and get a nice co-witness picture. Really like this gun.
That's where we also thought
Nice.
when that got put on there, we thought it was going to do the stovepipe jam.
Right.
But it hasn't had an issue.
No,
Yeah,
it kicks it out to
the
the right
rook
so
a
well.
little
that
bit.
It's just not something you got to worry about.
Well,
One
because
of
I
my-
think he's trying to get a feel for the trigger release depth. Because that's the whole thing. That's why they talk about the trigger release for rapid fire shooting. Is you only, it's not like regular shooting where you squeeze the trigger and then you bring your trigger finger fully back forward. Before while you're lining up your sight picture and then squeezing the trigger again. With rapid fire shooting, you're only bringing the trigger forward just enough so that trigger reset engages and then you're squeezing the trigger again. And I'm thinking he's getting the feel for it. He's getting that first shot, he's probably getting the feel of where that trigger release is. Because I don't think he's fired these handguns anymore. Pew obviously has. He has not, so he's getting the feel for that. And Pew is more experienced in the rapid firing, so.
Like, quickly becoming one of my favorites is this P10. I wasn't so sure about it, and then Nick's like, you just got to shoot it. Like, try it. I was like, okay. And trigger's amazing. The ports really keep it flat. Let's run it.
$200 less than a Glock 19.
Yeah, right? All done?
Get it ready. Yep. That was the Babil drill. That was 158. Get it ready.
Yeah. See,
Yep.
Watch him. He starts shooting before he's on target on this one. He actually starts firing before he gets on target. No, sorry, that was a trick in my eyes.
Babil drill. That was
Never mind.
158.
Never
With
mind,
an
that was a
extra
trick in
shot,
my
that was
eyes.
probably-
Yeah, I mean, it's
Never mind.
ballpark with an extra shot. This one felt faster, though.
Yeah, I mean, the trigger is
It's
phenomenal and it's ported.
Yeah.
But that's not a stock. Obviously, a stock B10 is not going to perform like that, but still a very good gun. That's why I made the list.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, don't like stock guns very much, as you may have seen. So I don't
Yeah.
own a stock B10.
Don't own very many stock guns, period.
I mean, they're all stock, YouTube. All stock with 10-round magazines.
Yes, zero modifications.
Super semi-auto. All right, we're keeping this short and sweet. We decided to not go into specs and actual details of every single gun because there's so many videos on every single one of these. If you guys want a good review, a
True
good
enough,
detailed review,
Xanax.
go check out Honest Outlaw. He's got videos on all of this stuff. I just kind of wanted to bring more attention to something that I think is underrated. Dalton, what did you think about him? What would be your,
My order?
Yes.
My order would probably be the Kimber at 5.
Okay.
Because I do think it is a good carry gun, and I wasn't expecting that out of Kimber making a striker fire. They're normally known, like you said, for hammer fire 1911s.
Dude, my thing with this thing is that it made it through all the mud and the sand and didn't have a single hiccup, which I have never seen that with any handgun ever.
Right, its durability is second to almost none.
That's why it made number 4 for me.
Good night, Iron
Go
Wolf.
number
Have
4
great
is the Type B.
weekends.
The low bore axis in that trigger, obviously DEFCON stipple job always makes everything better, but
100%.
as a stock gun, I mean, this is probably, there's no light, no dot, no nothing on it other than the stipple. It's spare.
Yeah.
So that would probably be my number 4 just because I have a hard time shooting it for some reason. No, I'm going to have to go the M&P for number 3. I think you did
Ember, you should watch Pew's video on the Flux Raider 365.
Flux Raider 365? I've never heard of this before. I may have to look into that, yes?
The same, right?
Yes.
Good night,
really
Chutia.
like this gun.
Have a great
do.
night and have a great
There's
weekend.
Zero things wrong with this gun.
The stock trigger was a little. It is a duty style gun. It's a carry gun, so
it's a stock trigger, right?
It's
stock.
definitely stock trigger inside
okay.
of this. But if it weren't to be a stock
Good night,
trigger,
Bench.
it would be much more better now.
But yeah, no, like you were saying, it is a duty gun, and they compensated it.
Right.
And they took a duty gun and just put a touch on it.
I want this same gun with a polymer
Mhm.
frame. The same size.
Yes,
I think
Moros.
they go a little bit smaller with a poly frame, but I'm not a huge fan of metal frames. I think if it had more polymer flex, it would be a softer shooting, mo better gun. I want to see that in a poly gun.
I didn't even think about that. That's a great point.
No.
I didn't think about how this is steel.
No.
So that's why I put this at number 3. It's a great choice. It's the middle ground between duty and competition.
Right.
I feel like you lean one way or the other with the other stuff. Number 2 is the Echelon. The comp version took it away. I think if it was the standard Echelon, I would be farther down the list.
I agree.
I'd probably swap out the Smith with this. But now that they got this comp version, plus the Sharps Bros module, this thing is nice. It's everything, like you said, everything you need, nothing you don't.
Like I said, the only real reason I put this at number 1 is I think it should be the new industry standard. I'm not saying this is a better gun than them, obviously. Like, that's not what industry standard means. I just mean, like, as a new referral point to which companies should be, upgrading their, like, the optics system or the slide serrations. I think this should be the standard.
Where do you start?
Exactly. I think this is it. I think companies should take notes and just work off of this and make it better. I see a lot of companies working backwards from that, and they're garbage.
You're
Fuck
trash. My number one is the P10. For some reason, I like how slim this grip is.
Interesting.
You see your man bun growing in already.
I just ordered scarves off Amazon. Shut up. But I like this P10. For whatever reason, it just fits well in my hand. I know.
I mean, that's a big selling point for me is a slim grip. I have small hands.
Good feeling gun. Good
So
grip. If you can get good
I feel
grip
this with a slimmer
ported,
grip is easier to grip
and
the
have an amazing
firearm.
trigger.
I do feel
Did you
that.
just have a stroke? Are you okay?
All of those things combined, and at the price that it comes, is kind of insane. I thought these guns were 4 digits, and then he
I have
made me
dainty
realize that
hands
they were
driving those. Dainty
half that.
hands.
So that's kind of cool. Only issue with this gun, if you watch his short, is it's not really drop safe anymore.
I mean, if you drop anything hard enough, they're not really drop safe. But yes, with the super unmodified stock trigger, that thing is not very drop safe.
That's the only issue. But if you keep your weapon retained in a decent holster and don't fuck up, you'll be fine.
All right, so for an honorable mention, I didn't want to go into detail because I think this is just like not really on par with the rest of the guns, but the new Bodyguard 2.0 and 380 is such a good gun. It just deserves some recognition. It is a super solid little gun. It punches way above its weight class. It's just a good little carry gun. But it is a 380 and the rest are 9, so I figured we would keep that out there, but give it an honorable.
I mean, 380 is still good. We've seen what a 22 can do. So yeah, a modern 380 round is not bad at all. Not at all.
Mention. I want to hear what you guys would have on your top 5 most underrated pistols in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Great video to end the night on, I must say. Hey.